Hi everyone, it's me, Kat. Thank you for tuning into my channel. If you're new, welcome. I appreciate you checking me out. If you would, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button now so you can see all my future videos. And if you're returning, welcome back. I truly enjoy your company. Well, if you haven't read the title, then you might not know what I'm doing today. I'm going to do a makeup collection, but I'm going to do it in segments because I want to do some swatches and I don't want this video to be too long. So I think I would start off with my eyeshadows and eyeshadow palette or anything that would be for the eyes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm going to start off with some new stuff and then go to the oldest shit that I got. Okay? So I have my Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. I recently just asked you guys on my Confession Wednesdays which one I should keep. It was going to be this one or the Smashbox, the one I got on sale at the Ulta VIB, or no, the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. It was like $29, but it was on sale originally $49, and I had a hard time giving that up, but I'm super excited about taking this palette because I've been playing with it and I really like the formula. I like the colors. Let's do that. It's just super nice and super soft. This is like my first Kat Von D palette, so I'm really happy that I kept this one, and I truly love the formula. The next palette I have is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. I love this palette as well. Every time I pull it out, I always make a beautiful look. I get a lot of compliments on it. It's just such a nice color. I think some of my favorite colors, let's swatch three, is this burnt orange, this love letter, and this one Real Girl, which is a new favorite of mine. Look at those, and we'll swatch it right there. There's a glare. Let's see. There you go. It's very pretty. The next palettes I have are from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I have the Beauty Killer and Androgyny. I think, let's see, with the Beauty Killer, let's look at this one. And actually, I don't even think I've ever touched the Star Power, which is right here. Have I? Well, let's swatch it right now. Look at that. I don't know when I would use that color because my 9-to-5 job is like pretty conservative and my weekend looks are pretty natural like this. And then the Androgyny palette, I really, really like. Androgyny, Safe Word, and Military. Androgyny, wait, yeah, Androgyny, Safe Word, and Military. Let's swatch those. Let's do that right there. Aren't those pretty? My next palette is this Peanut Butter and Honey from Too Faced. I really like it because of this yellow, but I'm still playing around with it. I have a feeling like when I start blending it out, it gets pretty muddy. So I can't do like multiple colors, like more than 3, otherwise it starts just blending together. But you know, well, we're still playing with it. But this yellow one, Honey Buns, is like what drew me in the most. And let's like do Peanut Butter and Going Nuts. See, that yellow is like super pretty. I like that a lot. The other Too Faced palette I have is this little tiny one. I think this was like a 500-point perk from Sephora. And this one smells like chocolate. I don't want to swatch that because, I mean, it's good, but like, it's not as dramatic as the other ones that have like several colors. I have this Rimmel Magnificent eyeshadow in London Nude Calling. I do like this palette a lot, and look, I dented it. Makes me sad when I do that. The only problem is it's like there's only one matte shade right here. The rest are shimmers, but if you like a shimmery look, it works really nice. And the only thing is when let me get it. I just realized my cat, Ripley's in the background. I got her high as fuck on catnip, so she's taking a nap. But usually I try to have that cat tree out of the frame because it's kind of, you know. Anyways, what I say, the other thing I don't like about it is like when I try to like, you know, put my brush in there, I think these are so thin that I get other colors. So sometimes I just want that color, sometimes I don't want to mix it up. So that's my only gripe about this one, but other than that, I love this palette. The next two palettes I have are my e.l.f. palettes. This one is Need It Nude. right here. And then I also have Naked Prism eyeshadow, which are here. And what I like about this one is the Kneaded Nude it's a really good dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, which is the Legendary Muse. 3 of these colors I have really good dupes. So this will be, let me see if I got this one right. This is Charlotte Tilbury. Let's do that. This is the e.l.f. Let me see if you can see that. There's a glare. So this one's a little bit more, not as glittery, but I like that. Oh, let me see. I hope am I getting that right? I think there's a glare. There's another one. These two. I think my daylight's giving like really bad, there it is, glare. If you want to see my dupes on this, I actually have a video on it. I'll link it in the description below, so if you want to check that out, please do. The next palette I have is this Pacifica I got in my Ipsy bag. I don't like this, so I'm not going to swatch it. I'm actually going to give it to one of my friends who wants to try it. I am keeping it because I'm waiting for my next Ipsy bag so I can do a full review on this palette. The next palette that I have is I bought this like cute Tarte palette holder, like a Z palette kind of thing. Has a really great mirror and stuff. But I added some of my Maybelline, I depotted some Maybelline eyeshadows, and this was like a Fergie eyeshadow, Wet n Wild. And I just put like a magnet in back of my little Cabana Boy thingy that I got from Ipsy, so it stays in there. But I also have my Wet n Wild ones that I depotted. I just find it easier to have all of them together instead of having like a lot of little containers, so I just put it in there, and I just think this is so cute. The next thing I have is this other Z palette. I don't know if you can tell, but leopard print's like my favorite. I put a whole bunch of, okay, I put a whole, these are my MAC shadows, and then these are my Morphe shadows. This is actually, it's like my Melba blush from MAC, but I just stuck it in here. And all of these right here I got from my Ipsy bag. So they're different, like, who are they from? Mana Kadar, Goddess Gold. Some of them don't have names on it. I don't know. So I have those in a Z palette. Now, I've had these ones for a while. This one is a MAC palette that I got. This was like my first ever palette that I ever bought. I was a big fan of just buying single shadows and creating my own look. But now I find that if you get a palette, you can kind of just be more creative instead of like, okay, which shadows should I put together? It's kind of like all right here. It kind of forces me to choose within what's in here. I like this. It has some mattes, some shimmers, so it's a lot of fun. And then I have this other MAC palette right here, and it's all mattes. I thought I was gonna love this more, but it's just, I think the colors are a little bit more too cool and too neutral. I would rather have more of a warm palette. So, oh, let's swatch some of them. Here's the color. My fingers look really wrinkly. That's actually pretty. Maybe I should try that again and stop talking shit about it. And then I have this other MAC little quad, and these are actually colors that I picked out myself. I don't know what colors these are. Let me take these out. Oh, shit. Just dropped it. Hopefully it didn't crack. Okay, this is dark brown. This is Wedge. This is Orb. And this is Vanilla. I like this for when I travel and I just wanted like a simple look, because I can create just like the normal work look. So this would be like my professional travel look makeup. And then this is a pretty old palette. I want to say, how old would you? I think this is about 10 years old. This is Laura Mercier. I don't know if anyone else has old palettes like I do, but this is what it looks like. I have these shadows. They're like pinks and grays and a purple. I stopped using it after a while because they started like itching. My eyes would get like kind of itchy. So I don't know if it's because it's old maybe, or it's like I've had allergic reaction to it, but I just think it's so pretty, so I just keep it. Now for my single eye things, I have some ColourPop. This was part of the Hello Kitty collection. This is Juicy Apple. This is sticker sheet. Can you see that? And this is bento box. Now I have these two, what are these called? Prolong, where paint pots and laying low, and constructivist. There you go. Let's actually swatch these. I like using this when I do a smoky eye look, and I like this when I want my eyeshadow to really stick. Now I have this Marsk loose powder eyeshadow I got in my Ipsy. It's okay. When I first got it, I think it was one of my first Ipsy bags. I use it a lot now. I just don't even care. Then I have this lit Hello Sunshine Solid. Is it Coco Soleil? It's number 2. It's kind of like a white pixie dust. It's really pretty. I never use it. And then if you saw one of my old Confession Wednesdays, not old, I'll link it in the description below. I have these little glittery things that are like 20 years old. Still haven't thrown them away, and they're by Makeup Forever. And then I also have these loose pigments too from Makeup Forever. And there you have it. That's my palette and eyeshadow collection. I hope you enjoyed my video. Most of it I have gotten this year, but some of the stuff I've had for some time. If you heard the date, then you know I've had it for a long time. I try to like not keep stuff that I don't use, but some of the stuff I have a hard time just throwing away, as you can see. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my video, and let me know in the comments if you have these same palettes or if there's a palette that I'm missing that I need to get. I'm always interested in what people have to say. And until next time, take care.